I'm Dina from Dina's Home of Crafts, and today I've been contacted by HiyaHiya Europe and asked to make a little tutorial for them and for you obviously. Today I would like you to show how to use a tiny circular needles. HiyaHiya provides them in 12 inches and 9 inches. They are quite popular between knitters, but also loads of knitters are confused how to use them properly. So today I will show you how to use tiny circulars and also a little bit about double pointed needles. So let's start. So we are here with 5 double pointed needles, which are HiyaHiya stainless steel 6-inch double pointed needles in size 2.5 millimeters, and I will show you how to cast on. What I'm doing is I'm always using 2 needles to cast on, and I'm leaving quite a bit of tail with my yarn, if you can see it. Yeah, it's quite a lot. So I'm holding my yarn like this, and here we go. We are going below this, over that, twisting a little, and then through the loop here and picking up the thread. Okay, so that way I have already 2 stitches on my needles. So, and you continue like that, just making the little loops, which are your cast on stitches. So hopefully you are able to see it. It's easy and it's quick, and yeah, I learned it when I was a 6-year-old from my grandmother, and that is how I'm using it since then. And this cast on method is quite stretchy, and I like it also because lots of times when you are knitting socks, the cast on is too tight and it's hard to get your socks on and off, and it ends up breaking thread and everything. So we are having now 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. We need 30 stitches, so we need to get that extra 4 off. Okay, so we have 30 stitches on 2 needles. Now I'm taking another 2 needles and I will continue for the next 30 stitches. So it looks like that. I don't know if you can see properly. Yeah. And we are doing another 30 stitches, so I will do it quickly, otherwise you will get bored here. And yeah, that is how it goes. I will show you another tip how to join it for knitting around. And so let's see how many stitches we have here. It's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and I will make an extra stitch here. That extra stitch will be used to start to join the stitches, yeah, when knitting around. So let's divide the stitches on 4 needles. Because I will be using ribbing with 2 stitches, like 2 knit 2 purl, then I will put 16 stitches on my first needle 14 on my second, 16 on my third, and the rest 15 stitches is on my fourth needle. So here we are, I'm holding all 4 needles, and that last stitch, which is the extra stitch on the fourth needle, you can see, I will just pull it over the first stitch on the first needle, and it looks like that. It can become quite loose, but all you need to do is just pull your tail and it will close, and you will pull it a bit more tightly when you will weave in the ends. So okay, where is my fifth needle? So here we go, 2 knit, 2 purl, 2 knit, and 2 purl all the way along. I've been told that the way how I'm holding my needles and how I'm knitting is called the Russian way. Well, I'm coming from the country which is quite close to Russia. We have a border which joins our countries. I also speak fluently in Russia, but I'm not sure about that Russian way knitting. I'm just knitting how my grandmother taught, and I'm pretty happy about it. So yeah, I think I will not bother you to keep showing you how I'm knitting my ribbing, and yeah, we've done half of the stitches already, so I will meet you here after some time. Okay, so here I am back with my knitting. I already done my 15 row ribbing, and I transferred my stitches onto circular needle. I also done a couple of rows already on my circular needle, if you can see it here. Yeah, and the first tip is how to hold them. From the right hand you are using just 3 fingers, because the tip is really small and you just can't hold with circular needles like the normal needles. And yeah, you are using 3 fingers on the right hand, and then 3 or 4 or 5 fingers on your left hand, and you just go like that. Also, you really need to look after your tension. If the tension is too tight, it will be hard for stitches to slide around. So my tip is to try and keep your tension quite loose for the stitches to be able to shift easily around the needle. And these needles are really good saving time. Now imagine all the minutes, hours you spend shifting around your double pointed needles after every 15 stitches, 15, 16, depends on the size you are knitting. I use a small stitch marker to mark where my row starts. That will be useful when you will start knitting your heel flap, because you will use just half of your stitches, or it depends on the pattern, but that is how it goes. First time I came across these needles, it was about 2 years ago, and when I received them I couldn't imagine how it is possible to knit something with such tiny needle. But I'm glad I continued to use them until I get used to. It took me about a week to get used to them, but now I'm so happy. They are so easy, and you never have problems with wrestling the hedgehog. That is how you are saying it here. And it's such a good project. The socks is such a good project if you are going out somewhere, for example the Stitch and Beach group, or you're just going out with some of your friends. Just shovel it in your bag and go. It's so versatile and easy and great. So we done a couple of rows already with the 23-inch circular needle. So now I will show you the 30 centimeter needle, which is here. So I will show you also, if you can see, these cute little pandas, which are tip protectors, which will help to keep your stitches on your needles. So here is another sock, which is 64 stitches around, and it's on 30 centimeter needles. These 30 centimeter needles, I will try and show you a bit closer. They have slightly bent tips which help you to hold them. They are slightly bigger as well as the 23 centimeter tips, and oh yeah, they are bigger, and that way they are easier to manage. But I would recommend these type of needles only if you are going more than 60 stitches across. It's with 4-ply yarn. It will be less stitches required for 6-ply or double knitting yarn. So here I have 64 stitches of 4-ply wool. Again, some of my ribbing is done and some of my stockinette is done. These needles are easier to hold. You can hold them the same way you used to hold regular needles, but if you have larger hands you will have to use less fingers to hold them. And remember also the tension. The tension is the key in all circular needles, I believe. Not only on the tiny circular needles, but it's harder to keep it loose on small circular needles than the normal circular needles, definitely. But if you have your hands on one of them, don't let them go. Just keep trying, and I believe everyone can knit with them. Just a little bit more time to get the feeling of them, to get used to them, and it will be good. So here it is, my rainbow socks on 30 centimeters, and there is these socks on 23 centimeter needles. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope I showed you something new. And yeah, that's it. So we'll see you next time. Bye.